Do 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 do. Gotta get my list. Gotta have my list. I have a ridiculous list, so I gotta get my list going. 1 second. Since my student didn't show up, I guess we'll use this time for us. Why not? I mean, I got a list. We do a list every week on the Traveling Flyers on the podcast, so we'll do another list. There you go. Check it out. All right, first thing on my list, English learning centers are businesses first, okay? Everything they do is to try to get as many students as possible so that they can sell that service to, hopefully, you or whomever looking to learn whatever they're teaching. You should not expect that you're going to become some kind of expert in, say, English at some English learning center, okay? That's not their purpose. Their purpose isn't to give you that kind of education. Usually that kind of education happens at the university level, okay? And even then, perfection or complete ability to speak the language, being fluent, that is probably not their main aim, okay? They want to get you as close as possible, but also with the realization that you've got to put in a ton of work. Okay, and you're going to have to go travel, and you're going to have to go to that place. You have to learn the culture, learn the language, live in it for a while before you become a fluent person. So stop looking at these centers like they're going to give you everything you need so that you can go out into the world and be a fluent speaker of that language. That's just not the way they work. Okay? So stop acting like that's a thing. Don't make that an expectation. Okay? What else I got here? All right, so when you're in your classes for English, let's say, I'm an English teacher, of course, you all know this. You cannot sit in these classes thinking that you're going to get one-on-one conversation with the teacher. That's not what a class is. A class is the teacher helping everyone in the class move up in their level of English. You are not going to have one-on-one time with that teacher. If you need that, then that's the kind of class you need to sign up for. One that is private, one-on-one, conversation. Help me with my grammar, help me with this, and create a plan with that teacher so that then they can help you achieve your personal goal. But if you just sign up for a class and then get bored and angry that the people around you don't speak as much English as you, well then you made a mistake. It was you that made that mistake. Alright? So, get a private teacher. But the other side of this is, it's not going to be free. Okay? In a center, they're going to try to get as many students as they can, and they're going to have the lowest of prices, and they're looking at volume. Okay? Lots of students, low price. When you get a private instructor, you're going to have 1 or 2 students for that instructor, and the price is going to be very high. You're getting them at a premium, plus you're asking them to give you one-on-one instruction, a one-on-one plan. Okay? But the time it takes you to learn English is going to be still to be dependent on you. Okay? You're going to be the one that's going to have to put in the work, put in the time, and put your money where your mouth is. Literally. Okay? What else we got here? That's 2. Let's see. General rule for everybody. Maybe I'll make these 3 at a time. We'll see. This might be good. Say what you mean and mean what you say. This is a normal thing for Americans. All of them, I think every American knows this because somebody has said it to them at some point. But around the world, this seems to not be normal. You need to think about what you're saying, especially in English, to English speakers. Think about what you're saying and understand what you're saying and mean exactly what you're saying, because no one can interpret when they don't know where you're coming from. They're not going to be able to make it up like they do in your native language. So if your native language is Spanish, yeah, people that speak Spanish might be able to get those cultural cues and glean some kind of further meaning from what you're saying because of the context and the culture surrounding what you're talking about. Okay? But if you're talking to an English speaker and English is your second language, you're going to have to mean what you say. You can't say something and say, oh, I meant this other thing over here, which might be contrary to what you actually said, and then get angry at the person for not understanding what you meant. That's absolutely ridiculous to have that expectation. Okay? You must learn the language as well as learn the culture so you can be as clear with other people as you can when you are trying to talk to them. If you don't have that yet, then you're not fluent. And I've seen quite a few teachers, quite a few people who speak English as a second language who don't have that other piece. And then they're the ones that are usually frustrated with the native speakers because they're saying what they think is what they're meaning, and it's not. And they don't understand why. And usually it's because no one taught them the cultural context for which they were talking about. One more here. Let's see. Alright, so you're a second language learner. You have spent time learning English. You have spent no time in an English-speaking place. So you stayed in your country of origin, speaking your native tongue, whatever it happens to be, it doesn't really matter. You've learned English, usually through books and YouTube and videos. You've tried to look up as much as you can look up. I'm sorry, but you are still not an expert in English. I have been speaking English my entire life. I've only been speaking English my entire life. I went to school to study English. I am not an expert. So for those of you out there that are trying to get someone to teach you, stop going to people who are obviously not experts. I don't care if they call themselves a master, a doctor. I don't care how they brand themselves. I don't care what their marketing says. If they have never left your country, they're not an expert in English. They can't be. So please stop going to those people and thinking that they're going to give you something that you pretty much can never get from them because they themselves do not know it. I've run into this quite a bit here in Egypt, but they're not going to ever understand it. They think they know it, but they don't have the history because they're not learning history and they're not taking on sociology or culture or anything like that. They're usually going through some kind of teacher education course that is just teaching them basically how to teach ESL, which basically has a focus on grammar only, and a lot of times from what I've seen here, verb tenses for the most part. But everything else goes by the wayside. Okay? So please, do not look at these people like they're experts. If you need an expert, find somebody who studied English and who's been speaking it their entire lives. Stop going to people who are just marketing themselves towards you. Their advertising says that they know what something that they don't know, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Get good teachers. Put your money there. All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's it for today. Do all the YouTubey stuff. Tell a friends. I am still looking for students, so if you are really interested in learning English and you really are wanting to get better in your English, then you should contact me, because I only want serious students now. I have lost the will to teach students who are not serious about actually learning English. Okay? So, hit me up. I'm happy to discuss it with you, give you a plan, help you out. Will it be free? Absolutely not. But you get what you pay for, people. If you're not paying very much, you're probably not getting the best thing you could get.